Hi, my name is Adriel William, and today's video is for all the people who are planning to go to a dental school, who got accepted to one and will be starting sometime soon. So these are some of the things or considerations that I want to discuss with you so you may be prepared better before you start your dental school. So the number one point that I want to tell you in is that during your dental school or even a med school, you're not just a student, you're also a student provider. And what does that mean? That means that you're not just going there to take classes, but in future, you once you become a student provider, a student doctor, you're also going to have a lot of liabilities and responsibilities to manage the patient care. So if I skip a class, if I'm sick and I can't go to a class for a day or two, that's still fine. But if I have a patient schedule or a rotation and I can't wait there, well, there's going to be a person who's going to be in misery, or his treatment plan is going to be delayed, and all the responsibility falls upon my shoulder. So the point is, when you become a student provider, you're kind of like a hybrid between a student and an employee. You're going to be managing the legal aspects, the notes, the rules and regulations of the organization. So that does bring a certain amount of responsibility. And the earlier you understand it, the better it is for you. The other point, or the second point I want to talk about, is to understand that the burnout that a lot of practitioners, physicians, and dentists face in the United States, it's real. As a dentist student, there's going to be stress upon you. And why I'm saying this is because even though people who get into school are very smart, but you're going to be doing a lot of things in a very small amount of time. You're going to be doing didactics, you're going to be doing lab work, you're going to be managing patient, their scheduling, their notes, getting their consults and everything. And there are certain things even in addition to that, but I don't want to scare you. But what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people I've met from my personal experience, you do get burned out. There is a certain amount of stress, and what you want to do before you start your dental school, resolve as many things as you have lingering in your life. Or if there are relationships that you need to figure them out. If there's some financial aspect or some other part of your life that needs your attention, try dealing with it as early as possible so your attention won't be diverted. The next point I would say is put things on automation. If you can pay your bills through auto pay, do that so you don't have to think every month or start off every month about paying your rent, paying your insurance, and all those stuff. So put things on automation. Keep your, I would say, stress to the minimum so you can focus on the things that are more important. One other thing that I would suggest is have one activity in your life that totally belongs to you and you can zone out from a stressful situation. What do I mean by that? When you're going through a day where you have to do 70 things and you completed 50 of them, the 20 things are going to be haunting you for the rest of the night or the rest of the day. So what you want to do is have some kind of activity. It might be exercising, it might be meditation. I know people who take cold showers, people who play guitar, people who sing, paint, photography. Have something in your life that helps you zone out from all these issues, because if you have them, you can manage your stress way better. You can have a friend or two, a group or circle where you can stop thinking about your problems from the day and you can be yourself. And the earlier you have it, the better it is. The next point I want to tell you about is that you want to have, if you're somebody who's planning to go for postgrad residencies or some kind of education, or even if you're going for work, if you want to have your own practice, want to go for corporate, start doing your homework early. Knowledge is power. The earlier you know stuff, the better it is. Even regarding your visa, if you're an international dentist, if you want to know, you should be knowing what states are offering what corporate places are offering what kind of deals. And I think the more knowledge you have, the more networking you have about the field, the better you will be in future. The other point that I want to talk about is that you need to understand that sleep does become it becomes an expensive commodity in your life. Getting a good night's sleep is something you have to put an effort into because of the routine and of the work. Getting a deep sleep every night does become difficult, and I've talked to a lot of different people about this. And I would say if you can do exercise or some kind of meditation, that's helpful because one thing that could happen to you if you're not getting good sleep and then you have a whole busy day where you're managing patient and you're managing colleague. Your school might be for 4 years, it might be for 2 years, but you don't want to say anything out of anger, out of rudeness during your school time that will haunt you back. So, for example, you haven't been able to sleep since 3 days, you have exam, you have patient, and then during the clinic time, you were a bit rude, you were acting weird, and then you said something to somebody that you later on regretted. I would say, being as a professional, as a colleague, I would say you might want to reconsider that. The next point that I want to talk about is that having a support. If you're going to a dental school where you grew up in the same city, then you have friends and family, which is very good. But if you're moving to a new place, you always want to have a support group even outside of the university. Yes, you might have friends inside the dental school, but God forbid if you have some kind of circumstances where you're in a trouble and everybody in the school is busy with their routine, you might want to have some contacts, networks that are outside who can help you. It could be a religious group, it could be some kind of fraternity, some kind of family member, some ethnic group that you're related to. But you want to have that support group because at some point they will be useful to you. And one other suggestion that I would give you is that before you start your dentist school, have some kind of a picture in your brain that when I come out, what do I want to be? During my master's program, Master's in Health Administration, there was a course on leadership and they made us write a life legacy. And I was thinking, what the hell am I doing? This is my life legacy. This is I'm going to do this, and why am I writing this? It didn't make sense to me at that time, but later on I learned, and it is proven by research, people who write down stuff about their future, the likelihood of that happening is way higher. So what I'm suggesting to you, if you don't want to write, that's fine, but see yourself, like close your eyes and see yourself where you want to be in the next 4 years. Because when you go in the dentist school, there's going to be a lot of opportunities, a lot of different things to learn, a lot of different things will knock at your door and you will sway with them. So, one thing I highly suggest is know what you want to take away from that dentist school, what you actually want to learn, because you can't learn everything at the same time, but you want to focus, okay, when I graduate, I want to be this person. Have some ideal in your mind if you have one around you. And then things might be comparatively much more easier because then you're focused that this is something I want to take away. And I believe these are some of the things I wanted to highlight. I know there are much more, there are many more that can be talked about. But for now, I hope these help you in your future. And hopefully, I'll see you in a more meaningful video. Until then, take care.